I dropped something. Son of a bitch.
Oh, wait a second. I think I forgot to share the audio, guys. That's what happens when you're in a rush. That's what happens when you just don't care that much. So let's try that again, shall we?
All right.
I have been falling.
I have been falling for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
If you actually think that I was just the right gay guy, gay guy, gay guy, gay guy, nigga, gay guy, gay guy.
What's up, everybody? It feels like I botch that every single week, but it's because I have a crappy computer that won't share the video file right, everybody. Welcome to the Monday Night War Retrospective. It's your boy, Tony Tone Deaf, here with the Clown World Review. You know, we're doing this almost each and every week. Took a little bit of time off. You know, hey, you watch Raw from 1995 that many weeks in a row and tell me you don't need some fucking headspace. You know what I mean? But we are back. This week we are reviewing, what is it? November 27th, 1995 and December 4th, 1995. Geez, this year's just going by so quick. Even for just doing 2 weeks every episode, I mean, it's like we've gone from September to December in no time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And a lot's changed. In fact, we had the World War III pay-per-view from WCW in between our episodes, and it was the 60-man battle royal for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, and the Macho Man Randy Savage would come out of that as champion. He's a great champion. It's good to see the title on someone else besides Hogan, because, you know, it's debatable if the Giants short title run really counted. He just 86 that motherfucker from Hogan, and his mustache. Yes.
Oh, the mustache. That was terrible.
Yeah. And then it's like he's being kept in check, because it's like they forcibly removed his mustache, and now he's just making sure to keep that bitch nice and clean for his boyfriend, the Giant. Don't want to tickle his upper pubic area, so good for you, Hogan, trying new things, because you're still. The fans are booing you. They like Sting. They like Flair. They don't like Hogan so much. So
no,
I'd almost think that a heel turn is in order soon, but we've still got 2/3 of a year before we see that.
Mm-hmm.
So with me, as always, my co-host from the Place to Be Reviews, Mr. Etep Wokuian, Ted Turner.
Hi, I'm Ted Turner, and I color as the moon. Hi, how you doing? I have to pretend I can read what's on the screen because my glasses broke, and I have to wait for a new pair. So I'm pretending I can read, and trying, but it hurts. But I'm here regardless. This the Raws are much more painful than the Nitros at this point. God, it's 1995. Oof. There was some questionable booking and decision making all around there, I'd say, wasn't there?
It's you know, I think Eric Bischoff put it best on this past week in Nitro on November 27th. He said, you know, here we show you wrestling. We don't talk about wrestling. You know, and it feels like that's what WWF does right now. It's a whole lot of talk, a whole lot of, cheap vignettes and segments, and just like you can tell that they were going live for the first week after pay-per-view and then just shooting the rest of the episodes in the arena. Because I mean, by the time we start getting into these middle and later episodes, I mean, just the vibe is tired. They just want to get out of there. They just want to move on to the pay-per-view. And it's not a good look, you know. And I think just simple, you know, we know that WCW will resort to some cheap tactics going forward. And I don't think they really needed to. I mean, all's fair in love and war, but the vibe you get from Nitro compared to Raw, I mean, Raw just feels tired at this point, and it's because they are tired.
Yeah, Nitro had definitely had a good, like a high energy feel most of the time. And there's a tag team called High Energy. That was Owen Hart and the Blue Blazer. Wait, no, Owen Hart and Coco Beware. Jesus.
I was like that chick in the meme. I've got the fucking algorithms and math going. Yeah. Yes.
No, Owen Hart and Coco Beware were High Energy, I think it was. But I totally lost my train of thought now because I sidetracked myself on my fucking joke. Fucking Jesus, help me, Rhonda. That's what 1995 WWF does to your brain, though. Especially when you have to watch Sid versus Morty Gianetti.
Yes, and they're cheap. Fucking. By the time I got done watching that Shawn Michaels segment, and will Shawn ever wrestle again? Because he collapsed last week, if you remember. It ended up being post-concussion syndrome. And I'm watching this vignette like, after seeing that cheap piece of shit, I hope you get hurt at the 1998 Royal Rumble and have to sit out for 4 years. Like, that was awful. Feigning injury because you don't like how the booking's going. Mr. Michaels, what's wrong with you?
He's a cunt.
Yeah. It's just, again, you film a live episode there, and then you go into recording episodes for the next few weeks. And by then, I mean, these wrestlers have to be wrestling 2-3 times in the night and some pretty long matches too. And just running through a whole month's worth of storylines and promos and hype and build, and it just doesn't feel authentic. Again, like they're going through the motions. And you think, again, I say this every week, you think Vince would be like, okay, we're starting to trade blows with WCW here. And he's probably like, oh, they'll be done in a few weeks. They can't keep up the momentum. But they do.
Yeah.
And God, it's like, Vince, you gotta, you know, you hear a lot in these Monday Night War documentaries and stuff. Vince took the gloves off and I said enough. It's like, no, that's just when you started putting an effort into your product, which, judging by how WWE has been for the past at least 10 years, it feels like, for the most part, WWF and WWE just sucks, but they have some bright moments every now and then that are pretty damn good. And I'm talking that's their run, so I don't know. Let's go ahead and jump into this. And since we just glamour talked it so much, let's jump into WWF Raw first. And again, I don't know where they are. Richmond, Virginia. Okay, they're out of
Richmond, the Richmond Coliseum. Hi, I'm Jim Cornette. Fuck you, corny.
Yeah.
You want In-N-Out Burger? How about you eat a dick instead? I'm quoting Tony.
No shit.
So we started out on Raw with the first match was okay. How fucking ridiculous is Radford?
Like that, and he even attacked Kamala. He even attacked Ahmed Johnson from behind, like he had some testes, and I'm like, who the fuck are you, dude? Nobody named Rad gets to attempt to be victorious
and attack Ahmed.
Yeah,
you know, at one point, Radford went as the White African. That was one of his ring names. Oh, he's dead.
Oh shit, is he?
Holy
Well,
shit, he
half
died.
the people there are.
He died in 98. He was 27.
He died right when it was getting
Oh,
good.
Jesus
That
Christ, dude.
sucks.
It was Louis Spicoli. That's what
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, it's Louis fucking Spicoli. That's who the fuck it was. I didn't recognize him at first with that fucking long hair.
Yeah, I was looking at him like, and it made me think back to when we saw the younger Rhino a couple
Yep.
weeks ago. I'm
Oh,
like, I
yeah.
feel like I know this guy. I can't believe I didn't recognize Rhino because I didn't think I had ever seen him without a beard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, why does that guy look so fucking familiar? And it was Rhino. He was just some fat, awkward white kid at the time. But it's all good. You know, we all have our, we all go through puberty, I should say. And Rhino went through his on Monday Night Raw back in 1995. So good for him. Back to the match. It's Ahmed Johnson and Ratty Ratkinson at Ratty Ratkinson. And it's no guessing here. Ahmed Johnson beat Rad pretty decisively. And I mean, and look, we're looking how many weeks have we been in Richmond now? One, like they've been there at least 1 week, so this is like the second or third week. So to start it off with Ahmed Johnson and Radford, well, I'm pretty sure everyone was getting a little antsy in their seats at this point anyway.
They're like, oh my god, really? This is what you're bringing at this point?
Yeah. Now, an interesting note about this episode of Raw, this will end up being the final WWF appearance for Alundra Blaise as she's headed towards greener pastures over on TNT.
Oh, and I love Medusa Michelli, or Michelli, however she pronounced. I can't remember. But she didn't get anything in WCW either because they never had a women's division.
Mm-hmm.
They never really took the time to develop a women's division over there. But in all honesty, I think the show is a little bit better for it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
It's a little weird though, right? Because like Bischoff
is
paying her probably a good load of money to leave WWF to go to WCW.
She had a name around the world at that point.
Yeah, and then just like for nothing, just to bench her. Did they ever even did she work as a escort or anything?
She was one of Macho's girls for a minute, and she ended up working. She was whose girlfriend? Evan Courageous's girlfriend when he was in 3 Count, and she ended up beating him for the cruiserweight title.
Jeez, and this is like years later. This is like 4 or 5 years from now.
Yeah.
So she just sat back and got a paycheck for not much.
Yeah, they'd bring in like a woman for her to work every now and then she would, have like a match here or there, and that was basically it.
Yeah, WCW had no women's division. And I mean, I'm not going to, to be honest, either way for me. If there's some good, decent women's wrestling, I'm all for it. But I'm also not going to be like, oh, this is so unprogressive if they don't have a women's division. And yeah, I know women's wrestling goes way back. It's not anything new, but
no.
I'm sorry. It's just maybe it's a center of gravity thing. I don't know, but it's just like for the most part, just even women's MMA is pretty badass, but women's wrestling has just never done it for me.
I love the hell out of women's wrestling. I do. And my friendship with Jennifer Thomas. Love her to death, man. WCW, it was probably a good thing they didn't do it because look, they put no effort into it as it was. So they would probably have half-assed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they did have a few New Japan girls come in and wrestle,
And that's who would work Alundra or Medusa over there most of the time. But no, they did. It was a good thing they didn't do it. And I mean, even I like I said, man. all due respect to her, what's her name? Jordan Grace, that girl in TNA, just went over on some dude for the fucking social media or media championship. I'm just like, so TNA has now devalued their fucking um, world title by putting it on Tessa Blanchard, and now this like D tier belt, which is garbage anyway. They fucking gave it to her because she's like, I mean, she's an attractive girl, she's a good worker, but I mean, you got a women's division and stay the fuck in your lane. I'm sorry, stay in your fucking lane. You don't put your world heavyweight title on fucking fucking Tessa Blanchard, a bitch who gets paid to shit, and record it and send it to some mark. I mean, come on. You're putting a 125-pound woman over on dudes that are like 250 pounds. Come on,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
It's a fucking, like I said, that TNA world title now, or that fucking Impact world title is worth less than this motherfucker has more meaning than my goddamn, my light is fucking up. My light went on strike.
And it's not even a woman thing. When you see these videos in the indies and stuff where one guy catches the other guy in a crossbody and then starts dancing with them and that kind of shit. And you've got Michael Jackson moonwalking, and it's like, I don't like stuff that exposes the business. And yeah, we all know
the dick spot, that piece
real.
of shit, Joey Ryan.
Well, it's like if you pay to go see a Broadway musical and it's just meta. Like they're sitting, hey, we're in a play. Did you know that? Did you know that we're actually actors? It's like, shut up and read the script. It's just, I don't want my immersion to be broke when I'm watching wrestling.
No, you don't need to break the fourth wall and try to, play to the smart marks.
Yeah.
It dumbs down the illusion of the product. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to see the soup made. You don't want to see the soup made. You want to eat it and enjoy it.
Every once in a while doing things, you got the NWO breaking into the production truck or something like that is fine. But it's just, I don't know. I don't need to see two wrestlers dancing in the ring together when they were just, fucking, yeah.
Yep, it was fucking
pretending to hit each other a couple minutes before.
Yep. Like I said, man, that's my problem with like Joey Ryan in that dick spot. Because I had some, fuck it, I'm not going off on that tangent right now because we did something like that in a match and I got so pissed I botched the spot on purpose. So, so Ahmed goes over on Radford. Then we had, we had this was basically a New Japan women's match over on Raw, which I give him credit for. You had Aja Kong and Tamako Watanabe versus Alundra Blaise and Kyoko Inoue.
Which is weird because WCW is using New Japan right now too, right?
Yep.
Is this another Japanese promotion or is it New Japan?
Were they from FMW, Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling? I can't remember where these gals were from, but I think she worked because Alundra was big over in Japan too. I'm pretty sure she had as big a following in career in Japan as Pat Patterson did in the Frisco Bay Area. So no, she was big over there. So yeah, she worked with these girls a lot.
Yeah.
But you had go ahead.
No, I'm just thinking like, God, what a waste for like WC or WWF seemed like a bit of a sinking ship, definitely still, but it just feels like she could have worked her craft more had she stayed in WWF. I mean, money's money, but maybe they let her work indie matches or something since she was barely on TV. I don't know, but God, this was just like, like when WCW folded, a lot of wrestlers got to sit on their couch and get paid because they were under contract with Turner and not WCW itself. Feels like that's all she, you know what I mean? Like she's the pioneer in that. They just signed her, and well, we don't really have a women's division, but here's some money, and we'll call you when we need you.
Just come to TV, and we'll have, you know, you can walk out with somebody, and that's basically what they did with her.
Yep. And we've got Tommy from Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective joining us. How you doing, brother?
Nibble, what's going on, y'all?
Not much. Man. We're just talking about Alundra Blaise's last appearance on WWF television.
Oh, remember God, right before her WCW vignette.
She threw the fucking belt in the garbage.
And
did you guys see that when she came back to the award ceremony where she was apologizing profusely for doing it and then gave the title back?
They probably made her fucking agree to apologize before she came out on stage, you know.
I wouldn't have.
I wouldn't have either. Fuck it. Why at this point? Like what? So you can be trotted out as one of the legends and get paid. Well, they probably get paid like 60, 80 grand for those appearances, honestly. But you got to figure though. She had when she was in WCW and she was in Macho Man's stable. Macho Man had her and Molly Holly. He had, I'm sorry, two of the best fucking female talents in probably that time period, because Molly Holly was a fucking badass worker. She's so underrated, Nora Greenwald, because she never just wanted to show her tits and ass. She could work, you know, and so could Medusa. But Macho Man had them two as valets because she was Miss Madness. Molly Holly was. And then he had Gorgeous George, who I've got baby oil in my face off her tits at the strip club. So yeah, he had all three of them in his stable, two of the best female workers probably over a course of like a 2-decade period. And all they were relegated to was just arm candy for him. Like I said, Lundra or Medusa would pair off and date Evan Courageous, kayfabe, and end up pinning him for the cruiserweight title at one point. But
you know, I really liked that time in Macho Man's career towards the end there, but when he just had the madness, he was decked out in black, and he had the girls with him.
What up, Mach?
Good.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it just sucks that the world was falling apart around him, or he could have had like that one last great run.
Yep. He had that was when Sid broke his leg, wasn't it? Was that feud with Macho Man? Or no, he was working Steiner at that point.
Wasn't it? Yeah, it was. But it was in that same area where Sid came back and
because Sid was feuding with Macho Man because Sid just left ECW because he was over there in ECW for a hot minute.
So uncreative. I'm the ruler of the world.
Oh, I loved it. I love the promo in Nash and Hall. We're just making fun of him because he was like, and I have half the brain you do. And they're just like, and Sid like couldn't figure out what the fuck he said. It was so dumb.
You're half the man that I am, and I have half the brain that you do.
Fucking Sid. Fucking Sid. So
the outsiders were fucking.
Oh, yeah. Dude, they were dying because Sid Nash had the Sid mask on when that happened because they were out there cutting the fucking promo on him, and yet Nash had the cut off flannel on and shit, and the Sid mask. That shit was that was funny.
Yeah, they could like that. That was a shoot. Those laughs from Hall.
Oh yeah. God, yeah. They were drunk as shit too. Those two are they were fucking hammered.
Yeah.
And then they're out there and Sid fucks up on the mic. You know they were laughing at him.
Yeah.
I'm surprised fucking Hall didn't call him a dumb motherfucker.
he didn't just like fuck up on the mic. He like everyone's looking at the guy like, okay, this ain't the sharpest spoon in the shed.
Oh yeah.
And then he proves it. So
yeah. You do something like that and totally redeem yourself, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, we have that New Japan match. Jesus, was it Brother Love that was next? Or did we get the Triple H match?
I think Brother Love was in between.
Fuck,
There.
that
I fast forwarded over so much of it.
Jesus. Brother Love was so bad. Like,
Brother Love stopped being funny in like 1990.
yeah.
Like, it was like Bruce he's one of the Pritchards.
And well, we keep saying that Vince, like, why wasn't Vince stepping it up? But now that I think about it, he is. He's like, what do the fans want to see? Brother Love. So Brother Love makes his long anticipated return to the Fed. And what do they do with him? They take the WWF champion, Bret Hart, and put him in the ring for a fucking very, very forgettable promo. Very forgettable. Brother Love says he thinks that people should be calling the Hitman a marked man because that's exactly what he is. And he kind of, they go into how basically he's never beaten the Bulldog. So Bulldog and Bret Hart will face each other for the WWF Championship in December's In Your House pay-per-view here in just a few weeks. And
I want my title shot.
Yeah, I want my title.
I want me bloody title shot.
Well, they really played up the whole family element too, leading up to that.
Yeah. About his sister and whose side she was on back in SummerSlam, and Bret Hart mentioned SummerSlam. He's been thinking about it, and he says the lost Bulldog has been on his mind. However, when it comes to In Your House, what comes around goes around. Hart's going to prove he's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. And then another one of Vince's genius ideas, Bob Backlund comes from behind and puts Bret Hart in the crossface chicken wing, which Backlund beat Bret for the title the last time Bret was champion. So
Bob fucking Backlund.
That, like, yeah, it feels like it's 1979 again.
What do the kids want? What do the kids want, Vince?
Bob Backlund. Backlund.
The silverback Backlund.
The silverback.
So yeah, it was a very, very weird promo that was paid off with a bag of pennies. So yeah, I'm sorry, but Bob Backlund was like the guy in WWF before Hogan became the guy, right? Yep. I mean, it's 1995. That was 16 years ago. It's bad.
Hogan saved him from the Sheik, remember?
Yeah. Like, holy fuck. Well, they talk about, we have the new generation over here, the young studs.
Bob Backlund.
You want to watch the grandpas, go watch the other channel. Ooh, Bob Backlund, come here. That, like, I'm sorry, but the less appealing name out of all the grandpas wrestling at that point.
Well, lest we not forget, Bob Backlund was wearing a bow tie when this happened too.
Yeah, like when wrestling is really, really boring, like 1995 WWF, right before something big happens, like the Attitude Era and Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's what Bob Backlund was to Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
So, Jesus, man. So, yeah, we're building up. We've got Bret Hart over here. Here, will you take the mic real quick, Etep?
Yeah. All right. So let's see here. So moving on with this this wonderful broadcast, this wonderful edition of Raw. We go with Hunterhurst Helmsley next, ladies and gentlemen, who is squaring off against John Crystal, whose page on Pro Wrestling Fandom Wiki is so short they have nothing on him outside of where he's actually from, and that's literally it. Hunterhurst Helmsley at this point, Tom, you remember what his whole gimmick was?
Yeah, the blue blood, the Connecticut blue blood.
Yep, and he had the spray. He was working a program with was it Phineas Godwin basically at this point,
Yeah,
And they,
because they were doing the whole sloppy, dirty, foreign
Yep.
people against the blue blood, and they were really playing up that angle, from two different cultures, and
Yep.
oh, so sad.
Fucking Phineas and Hank Godwin. Yeah, this match was pretty much just a. And Triple H was still doing like the full like male version of the curtsy at this point with the ribbon in his hair. Like, I mean, it was his gimmick. His gimmick was cringy. The beginnings of the Triple H move set were there because he finishes this off after a few minutes of just blasé fair work. Just a basic bitch vanilla match with a pedigree. So it really wasn't much of a match. The crowd kind of meh to this one. They didn't really like him anyway. And then we go into after that we had a plug for the tag match, or Razor. We had Razor versus Sid, I think it was, on this one was next. What the hell? The main the main is, hang on, am I on the right? Let me make sure I went back to the right screen. Undertaker versus Sir Mo. Okay, that's a barn burner main right there.
God, he couldn't hardly move. Like even that hit the best point in his career. That guy could hardly freaking move.
Oh, you're thinking Mabel. Mo is the smaller one of the men.
Oh, yeah. Well, even him,
he wasn't any good either.
No.
Let me acknowledge the chat here. Hey, my sketchbook 340. He said, "Hey, I see it's shit on the Fed night." Yeah, well, if they did anything worth a damn, we wouldn't shit on them. But I mean, let's see. Says yes. Adam Molly Holly was cute, which is scores her over hot. You can wake up next to cute. Hot is not hot in the morning. My sketchbook, my man, Cardinal. I'll drink to that, man. Absolutely right. Let's see. Vince had a stroke by then, I bet. Says superfan Adam Shawhan. God, yeah. The Owen in Cornette promo, which I'm just gonna say, just basically fuck Jim Cornette. He's garbage. For somebody who on his podcast prides himself on, I can take all this heat. I can take the heat. I'm Jim Cornette. I was a heel. Back in Memphis, I took this heat. And this bitch blocks me on Twitter over a comment about the jab. Fuck you, Cornette. We get Kama coming down to the ring next. He's on crutches. They do a promo. Him and Ted DiBiase, of course. And then who's gonna come out here? Is Ted got ready to introduce him? Yep. Mo comes out to take Kama's place to lead up to the main versus the Undertaker. So yeah, that's I mean, who goes over in this? We get the Undertaker going over in the main. But yeah, Sir Mo is I have to look him. I have to look real quick. I don't know if he's the same guy. Let's see. Nope, he wasn't. I was like, was he Curtis Hughes too? Oddly enough, hey, he was trained by Ivan Koloff and Gene and Ole Anderson.
They all look like Virgil to me.
I thought it might have been Mr. Hughes.
This is when Taker was... Oh, my bad, bro.
No, go ahead, bro.
No, this is when Taker was wrestling with that mask on, too, because he had, like, a broken face.
It's a broken orbital bone, I think. Wasn't it? Was it orbital?
Yeah, it was It was the orbital socket that was broken.
And did
it was like that weird, like, Phantom of the Opera looking shit going on.
Yeah. Was it Mabel that broke his face?
Oh, God. It might have been. I do remember it was somebody very large because they landed on him wrong.
Was it Yokozuna? Or was it Mabel?
God, that was so long ago, I can't remember.
I can't remember. I can't remember who it was, honestly. My sketchbook. The Sheik was awesome. The belt that I have. This is the old IBW heavyweight title from Detroit. I just painted it black. This is the old color. This used to have It had the Great Lakes, like
It was
Michigan.
Mabel. It was Mabel.
Mabel. All right.
It was after a botched leg drop on him.
And Taker still struggles with that injury. Because that Virgil motherfucker, I almost called him Vincent, like it's WCW.
Right.
That big fat viscera motherfucker botched a leg drop. How do you botch a fucking leg drop?
Because he's a fat fuck.
Like, some people shouldn't be in the ring. Great Khali. I think he had already killed someone in the ring by the time WWF even signed him. Like, holy shit. Khali, I mean. Hail Lola Meats, nice to see you. Hail my sketchbook, nice to see you. How do you botch a fucking leg drop?
Ask Hulk Hogan.
Like that's like the that's like injuring someone with the people's elbow or something. Like, that's one of the simplest moves in professional wrestling. But Viscera broke Undertaker's fucking face with it. I'm sick of all these lesser superstars hurting the legends. Bret Hart, Steve Austin. Like, come on, guys. Come on.
Fucking Seth Rollins. Injured Sting.
Yes.
I mean, Sting was old, but he still had gas in the tank, and Seth Rollins almost ended that
It's
shit.
like, stop talking about CrossFit when you're buckle bombing people, Seth.
Fucking CrossFit.
He's
Fucking
like,
Seth Rollins. He's a bitch.
yeah.
Yeah, he likes his wad, all right.
I never liked him. I
No.
never liked him from the
Same.
moment that they first like introduced him in the WWE. I couldn't.
Yep.
And it was that like little like there's no nice way to say it, that cum streak in his hair. I just couldn't stand him from that moment.
He's I met him. I hung out with him after a show with him and the Sandman and Jimmy Jacobs, who was one of the writers on WWE. Him and Seth, who was working as Tyler Black, were in Ring of Honor at the time as this stable called Age of the Fall. And so we were at the bar with them, and Sandman's a fucking douchebag. He's a fucking prick. I like him just slightly more than I like Sabu, and fuck Sabu. But yeah, Rollins or fucking whatever his name is, he's a fucking douchebag. He is. He's like the definition of a Chad. You know what I mean? Like, and he's not that big of a guy, so he overcompensates with that attitude. Because he's literally not like, I guarantee you Becky Lynch like bends him over it. I'll guarantee it, and he probably takes it like yeah.
No, he probably makes sure everybody he meets knows he's with Becky Lynch, including everyone in the locker room every week. Hey, did you guys know I'm with Becky Lynch and I do CrossFit?
And you know how many of the guys back there probably smashed her before him?
Batista's just railing away at her like, that's nice, Seth.
Just like Melina when she was with John Morrison, Batista's like, hey John, how's my dick taste? Fucking savage.
You know,
Batista's like, yeah, I fucked her.
I was never a what was it, Johnny Nitro at first.
Yeah,
he was
Johnny
okay
Nitro.
Then, but I was just never a John Morrison fan. It's just stupid.
No.
Fuck you, you're not Jim Morrison.
The shaman of sexy. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Batista's just plowing away. You know, she's watching Guardians in the Galaxy. Like, I used to have an affair with him.
She did. You know she did. And Johnny's just like, that's not even. And she's like, yeah. She's like, John, shut the fuck up. You're as big as one of his arms.
She seems resentful. She's like, that's why you have a little dick track.
Wait, my sketchbook says Sandman and Sabu look like shitbirds high on their own supply. They are. Sabu's fucking trash. Sabu's trash. And he says Rollins looks bitch made. He is bitch made. He is. He was like mini, like like Vern Troyer was to Dr. Evil, mini me. That's what Seth Rollins was to that fucking other idiot Roman Reigns. Like his little mini me. Like he tried to copy his look, except he was skinny. Like that's what it was. He's a chud. He is a chud. Yeah, yeah. Just,
I'm on mute. I'm sitting there talking. He looked like Tommy mentioned a cum streak. That's what he looked like. Like
Yep.
A trans Cruella DeVille or something.
A trans Cruella
non-binary something.
Hi, I'm trans non-binary Seth Rollins. Oh shit! Remember at the end of the Undertaker match, fucking Pork Chop gets in the ring. Fucking Yokozuna. He got. I hated Yokozuna. Like I said, he's like one of those just worthless fucking like tubs of shit. Like, what are you actually gonna do? Like,
I know.
there's nothing like if I had to work like guys like that. Like we had one dude, he was like 6'7" and like 400 pounds. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this guy? Like, I mean, I can get him like with his help, I could get him over in like a body slam, which I did, but because we practiced the fuck out of it. But I mean, it's like that's about all I can do to this cat. Like, it was a bitch for me. Like I suplexed him at one point. Like, I mean, it was all him. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? Like I was just kind of guiding him. It was all him.
But there's
But
not. You can't tell a story besides
no,
get
no,
beat up.
it was basically, and he was the baby face and I was the heel. So like that's how like I got him over in a slam. I got him in a suplex because they wanted to make me look strong. But I'm like, well, it's hard because I can't just take all the heat, you know. And but what we did, that's kind of what we did was I took like I had a couple big moves here and there. I took a lot of heat and then I hit him in the face with a megaphone, and I DDT'd him and that's how I won. You know, because I couldn't get his fucking big fat ass up in my goddamn try put somebody fucking 400 pounds up in a goddamn razor's edge. I weigh 240.
Well, you know, the only reason that Yokozuna actually got into the position that he did is because he's part of the Noah family.
Yep.
Yeah,
That was
he
it.
belonged at this point in his career. Okay, he was the perfect like Hulk Hogan kind of heel, you know, or heel for the 19. That's fine. But at this point in his career, his ass belonged in the Dungeon of Doom, fighting Hulk Hogan over there.
Yep.
And we've got Bob Backlund and Yokozuna are like some of your more established names in WWF at this point. So it's like no fucking wonder why you lost 85 weeks in a row. Holy shit. You deserved each and every one of those losses. So yeah, that's it. Raw goes out in a dumpster fire. The fans were just fucking happy to see Undertaker. They told him, Taker, we need you, pal. Even with a broken fucking face, we need you to get in here and make these people feel like their $20 tickets were well worth the purchase. Because, you know, Tommy, I was telling Etep, it's like they're filming the live episode, or they're doing the live episode of Raw right after the pay-per-views, and then they go into like 3 or 4 taped, you know, episodes right there in the same arena the same night as that live episode. And it's like, once you start getting to like the 3rd week, 4th week, I mean, these people seem tired. They seem, and not just the audience, I mean, the performers and everybody, they feel like they've been sitting there for 6 hours performing and announcing and even spectating. I mean, it was just such a bad look for WWF at the time, even if it was a different time.
Well, you know, it's not just the fact that, you know, they're taking a beating in the ratings. It's the fact that they know that these storylines are shit, they're garbage. And when you have no excitement for what you're doing, it brings you down to the point that you don't even want to be there. It's like going to a job that you can't stand anymore. You just don't have the energy to hardly even get through the day.
So, I mean, you know, we ask ourselves, well, why would Alundra Blaise leave? You know, she may have been the champion of Loserville, but at least there is a Loserville, because you go over to WCW, there is no women's division. But you know what? Fuck it. It's better than wrestling Bertha Faye every other week. So there wasn't much to be said about WWF's women's division at that point.
Well, now, she could. Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say I think she could still go work indie bookings though in another promotions when she was at WCW. You know, like do her Japan stuff if she wanted to, especially the week she was off TV.
My sketchbook, when they gave Roman the Royal Rumble instead of Daniel Bryan, and like they didn't even have him compete in the Rumble. And then Rey Mysterio comes out as number 30. And I mean, Rey Mysterio was getting fucking booed. The fans were so mad that Bryan wasn't even going to have an opportunity to go to WrestleMania. But then they have Roman Reigns end up winning, and The Rock went out there to try to get the fans to cheer for Reigns. I mean, The Rock looked shaken right there. They booed the shit out of The Rock, and from what I hear, he went backstage pissed off, grabbed his shit, and left. Just because it was such bad booking on WWF's part. So, I stopped watching not long around that time. So if Rock did get Roman over as a face, more power to him, because it definitely wasn't his first attempt at it. So let's move over.
Roman was horrible. Roman is horrible. Are we going to do the December 4th Raw?
Well, we're going to do Nitro first. Yeah, the November 27th Nitro from Salem, Virginia. Now you might be thinking, well, Raw's in Richmond, Virginia. They're not that far. No. Nitro's actually happening on November 27th in Salem, Virginia. This Raw Richmond shit happened, I don't know, November 4th or something. It's the night after WCW World War III, and again, Randy Savage is the WCW World Heavyweight Champion. The WCW US Champion is Kensuke Sasaki. WCW World Tag Team Champions Harlem Heat, and WCW World Television Champion Etep's boy Johnny B. Bad. And your hosts are Eric Bischoff, Bobby Heenan, and that Emmy Award-winning Steve Mongo McMichael. And you know what I didn't do? I didn't give the ratings for these. So let's run over here, check out what the ratings are for.
All right, because we got dark matches to talk about before we get into this Nitro. So go ahead with the ratings.
So this week, the Raw we just went over scored a 2.3, and now this Nitro scored a 2.5. Now it is the episode after a pay-per-view. Internet wasn't as prevalent back then, though it was around. So that's probably explains why Nitro wins by 0.2 points. That 2.5. It's just such a better show. Like, even if it wasn't the week after a pay-per-view, Nitro deserved to win this. And what's funny, too, is this is the exact same, actually, as it was last week. The November 20th episodes of Raw and Nitro. Raw did a 2.3, Nitro did a 2.5. So that's 2 consecutive weeks that Nitro's won now. Their go-home show and then the show the night after. So
the product is just vastly superior at this point.
Yes.
I mean, they're... Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
Oh, no. Feel free.
Dark matches. You want dark matches? Yeah. From the Salem Civic Center in Salem, Virginia, we started out with not 1, not 2, but 3 dark matches. Number 1, Gorgeous George III goes over on Cobra. Number 2, we have the Blue Bloods. Earl Robert Eaton and Lord Steven Regal defeated Bunkhouse Buck and Dick Slater, who probably one of the most out-of-place tag teams in 1995 in WCW, the Bunkhouse Buck and Dick Slater. Like, they're like an 80s tag team to me. They always struck me as such. In our third dark match of the evening, this actually is an interesting match that would carry on into a little bit of a feud onto the main part of the program eventually. Alex Wright went over on the Disco Inferno.
Oh yeah, I remember that feud. That was hilarious.
They were those two, and Glenn Gilberti is a clown, but he knew he could get over without going over. You know what I mean? And I always liked that about him. But that was those are your dark matches from Salem, Virginia.
Very interesting. I don't know if Disco's even beaten Alex Wright once yet.
I don't think
because I know in Alex's debut he beat Disco.
He did. He went over on him. Yeah. Alex Wright was a good worker.
Berlin
in the Wall.
So, yeah, we get a replay of the reunion between Hogan, Sting, and Savage the night before World War III, where Hogan set his black gear on fire. in favor of the red and yellow, brother. So it was an eventful WCW Saturday night. And then we go into WCW World Television Champion Johnny B. Bad with the Diamond Doll, who he acquired because she's property, Kimberly's property. He acquired the Diamond Doll the night before at the pay-per-view when he defeated Diamond Dallas Page. Now they're having yet another rematch.
Hey, Tony Vinny's backstage.
Oh, sweet. Vinny.
Hey guys, how we doing?
Hey,
What's up,
he must have known we were talking about Glenn Gilberti of the Disco Inferno.
Oh,
It's like, those are my people.
I'll be back in a few minutes.
Oh shit!
Oh, what's
man.
going on, Mr. Newly Minted 1K?
Yeah, congrats, brother.
Hey, thank you guys. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out this stupid AdSense shit. I need to talk to an accountant. It's bullshit because I'm trying to do the LLC thing, and it's not easy. It's complicated.
I got to do one of those. I'm going to do one of those before I hit 1K, just so I can, you know what I mean, just so I can have it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
To Ted Turner, this should be a breeze, right?
Well, look, when you're, hang on 1 second. Let me get this dumbass off the screen. Let me get the Jew off the screen. Not that I'm an anti-Semite. I own the Atlanta Braves too. I've got a lot of Jewish people. I mean that work for me. I'm Ted Turner. I colorize the
lawyers,
and I married. You know, I was married to Jane Fonda. I used to make her wear those ankle. I used to make her wear those ankle weights when I put them behind her head.
Fonda. I always thought her name was Jane Fondle.
I said, "Take that, Hanoi Jane. Take that, you commie whore. I'll divorce you one day." Oh, Ted, you're priceless, Ted.
It was more than just a flag that was red that night.
I'll slap the pinko commie off that ass.
Did Hanoi Jane ever call you sing sorry Yvonne in bed by accident?
No, but she loves my Mao Zedong.
All over her face.
Oh, yeah, I got some soy sauce on her face, all right. It was the wrong color. I'm Ted Turner. I colorized Jane Fonda's face.
Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda.
Jane Fondle.
Jane fondled him. Oh, God, help me, Rhonda.
That is the best.
So Johnny B. Bad versus the Diamond Dallas Page.
And see, look, here's the takeaway from this. We don't know where Kimberly's loyalties lie. Now, during the match, Kimberly's all confused, but DDP comes out with flowers, gives them to Kimberly. Yep. She's confused. Paige goes in there. Yeah.
See the gimmick hidden in him.
Yeah. He starts cheap shotting Johnny. He ends up getting the match into his own hands at his pace. Paige does. And then he turns around to Kimberly, and she's finding a chain in these roses. And he's like, hand me the chain. Hand me the chain. So she goes to throw the chain to DDP. He misses it, and Johnny B. Bad catches it and knocks Paige out with Paige's own chain, gets the 1, 2, 3. And then he goes out there and asks Kimberly, like, what the fuck? Or the Diamond Doll, I should say, like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. She's trying to play it off like she's confused and was throwing the chain towards him, and maybe she was. You can't really tell, but, that's the takeaway here. Who is the Diamond Doll loyal to? I guess we're going to find out. I think it's Starrcade, which is their next pay-per-view, the granddaddy of them all. Starrcade. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
That bitch.
Then, I know. Beautiful, but damn woman.
Damn beautiful.
Oh, Kimberly?
Yeah, Sable's backstage with her arms crossed. I can't
Kimberly,
go out there.
Kimberly looked really good naked. I was happy when she was in Playboy. I'm Ted Turner, and I had sex with Diamond Dallas Page's wife.
Oh, shit.
I did. I bought that punani.
Did he wear Diamond Dallas Page as a condom?
I wore Diamond Dallas Page's ring gear, and I said, call me the Diamond Stud, bitch. And she did, because I'm Ted fucking Turner, and I colorized the moon.
No, I always wish they would have came out with a special edition of the Diamond Dallas Page figure instead of the diamonds on them, they just put the Hershey Kisses on there. Because I don't care what anybody says, that was the Hershey Kiss cutter.
Yeah, it was.
I like I just he was RKOing motherfuckers before Randy Orton was even fucking walking. You know what I mean? Dude was and he's such an inspiration. He didn't even have his big break until he was like 41.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that's
Well,
why
was it 41 or was it 38 when he actually started?
When he started,
but when he started, he was in his late 30s, but he got his break
when he started.
Let's say he got his break on TV. He was almost 40 already, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even though he had been involved in the industry, I'm pretty sure he was one of the Undertaker's escorts, somebody's escort at a WrestleMania. He was all decked out, and I got to look that up now. But he owned a nightclub in Jersey, and all the wrestlers used to come in. He became friends with them, and the rest is history. And I love Diamond Dallas Page. Like, again, you have JR, like, only one superstar got a break in WCW, and that was Bill Goldberg. I'm like, what about Diamond Dallas Page, motherfucker? And let's not act like it was a big deal. Let me ask you guys, was it a big deal when Saturn, Guerrero, Benoit, and Malenko went to Raw? Was that a big deal?
Yeah, I'd say it was.
Because they were names. They did become known in WCW, you know? They may not have elevated to where they wanted to or as quickly as they wanted to, but the world knew who they were because of WCW.
Right.
Those cats. Saturn was the weakest link out of all of them.
And I liked him too.
And I loved Saturn. He
was
a hell of a worker.
Saturn was still better when he was teamed up with Kronos, though.
Oh, like, God, yeah. When they were the Eliminators?
Once they broke up, it wasn't the same, I don't think, for him.
No. He was a tag team specialist. That's why I loved when him and Raven were tag champs in WCW. And this happened on they won the belts, I believe it was at a pay-per-view. And I can't remember. I think it was 90. I want to say 97 or 90, probably 98. They won the belts at a pay, maybe 99. I can't remember, but they won the belts at a pay-per-view. And Benoit and Malenko went into the match as the baby faces. And the crowd shifted during the match. And Raven and Saturn ended up becoming the babies and going over for the tag. They went over for the straps either at the pay-per-view or the next night on Nitro. But I fucking popped so fucking hard when they won. I was like, because I loved Raven in ECW. Yeah. And in WCW, he's bad as fuck, dude. Like I said, I've done that even flow DDT a couple times and just kind of like, I just was a huge Raven mark, you know? And him and Saturn together, because they were in the flock and shit. And then when they started tagging, I was like, this just feels right, you know?
I'll tell you what, though, when you're talking about somebody giving the DDT, I think one of the people that actually took a DDT the best and really made it go over would have had to have been Rob Van Dam.
Oh,
the way he took the DDT and he went right on top of his head like a headstand and then fell over.
That dude, he knew how to sell. Holy shit, that guy was good.
Yeah. I loved Raven. He wasn't the same once he went over to WWF after the sell, but like when you're talking about Etep, like with him and Saturn and winning the titles, I mean Raven's flock and everything. That was good stuff, you know. WCW, I don't think gets enough credit for their undercard because they did do some creative things, and there were problems up top. And, you know, they ended up paying for that with the company itself. But, you know, I think they do deserve a little more credit because they had a very entertaining undercard. And it didn't have to be that way. You know, at the end of the day, they approved most of what was on TV. So.
What did he have? He had a U.S. heavyweight title run, a TV title run, WCW tag team titles. I think the hardcore title. No, that was in when he went over to the Fed.
Yeah.
But he was the ECW TV champion. He was a heavyweight world heavyweight champion in ECW. One of the best minds of psychology minds for the business ever, bar none.
even for a bratty rich kid.
Yep.
My
Johnny Polo.
Yeah. My sketchbook says Raven and Saturn together were good, but them feuding was a great bump for Raven. I always picture Raven in the sweater vest when he was a valet. Yeah. And, you know, like, Goldberg beat him for his U.S. title, too, and that was an entertaining time in Raven's career. I would have loved to have seen him fucking DDT Goldberg, because I wasn't a fan, even back then. He just seemed like WCW's cheap and quick answer to Steve Austin.
That's exactly
and quite honestly, when he first came out, he was extremely boring. Boring. Even with that crazy entrance that they gave him, beyond the entrance, it was boring once he got into the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because everything was predictable. It was going to be power move, a body slam, a suplex,
a shoulder block,
and tackle.
Yep.
And then
one kick.
His super kick kind of thing, insecurity, whatever. And then it was spear, jackhammer. You're done. That's it. Take it home. 2 minutes flat. Done.
Yep.
DDP is the only one I've seen actually bring him to a good match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Except for William Regal.
Yeah. Regal, they got pissed because Regal went out and Regal's like, I'm gonna fucking stretch this motherfucker. And they're like, what the fuck are you doing?
I love that dude.
Regal brought a real match to a fake match of Goldberg's.
Yep.
Shook him. So, Gene Okerlund is standing by with Jimmy Hart and Kevin Sullivan. Sullivan wants to know why Jimmy didn't stop Sting from getting Luger off Savage last night at World War III. If he had kept the armbar on Savage just a little longer, Savage would have been too hurt to wrestle in the Battle Royal. Jimmy assures him that he's got a plan. And I guess we're supposed to believe that, so... Next, we get Bull Nakano versus Akira Hakuto with Sonny Ono. Oh, excuse me, Bull Nakano and Akira Hakuto with Sonny Ono versus Cutie Suzuki and Mayumi Azaki. Now, this is the second rematch from the pay-per-view. And who goes over here?
You've got hang on. Akira Hakuto and Bull Nakano go over on Cutie Suzuki.
Matata.
And Cutie Suzuki lived up to her name. She was.
Yeah. But she did the job here, Suzuki. Yep. And it was a pretty good match. Makes you wonder why you get the pay-per-view, because they keep getting rematches. But hey, it was a fun time in wrestling, so it is what it is. Next, we get Hogan versus Hugh Morris. And Hulk up, big boot, leg drop. Hogan goes over in like 3 minutes on Hugh Morris. Gene Okerlund then introduces the new WCW World Champion, Randy Savage. And, Savage basically says if his friend Hogan has a problem with him being the champ, then the time to settle this is right now. Hogan reminds Savage that the belt still has his nameplate on it and would for the next 5 years. But don't worry, he plans on getting that changed. And they kind of just go at each other. Giant ends up coming out, choke slams Savage on the concrete, which looked pretty sick. It was funny, too, like the way he... when they do these concrete spots, like Giant picks up Savage and then goes to slam him on the ground and slows down right before impact. It just looks funny. So Giant and Hogan head into the ring where Giant wants to give Hulkster a leg drop, but here comes Sting. He hooks Giant's leg as Hogan gets a chair to beat the Giant up the aisleway. Once they reach Savage, Sting tries to stop Hogan from hitting him, perhaps to check on Savage. So next we get Sting and Lex Luger versus Arn Anderson and Brian Pullman. And these are kind of the exciting shows because, it's all kind of like one big continuation, the way it flows. You've got Hogan and Hugh Morris And then Hogan cuts a promo Savage as he's walking up the aisleway, and the Giant interferes, and then Sting runs out. They get all that squared away, and then you get Sting and Lex Luger versus Arn Anderson and Brian Pillman, and it's supposed to, Luger recently turned heel, but he's still best friends with one of the biggest baby faces, Sting, and they're teaming up here. And yeah, it ends with Sting rolling up Pillman. Poor Pillman always taking the job. He's wrestling with the Giants, but there to take the job. Sting rolls Pillman up for the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, but you got the beat down afterwards. Pillman hit the big splash on Lex. Flair had the fucking figure 4 on Sting.
Yeah.
While Arn had his arms down, and then fucking Hogan with the fledgling mustache came running out for the fucking save.
Yeah. Hogan makes the save, cleans house. He wants to nail Luger, but Sting holds him back and allows Luger to get away. And that's how Nitro ends. And everyone's like, what the fuck, Sting? Like, what's going on? Whose side are you on here? But we're going to have to wait till next week to find out.
Well, you got Hogan beating on Flair a little bit, too.
Yeah.
He whipped him into the ropes, and Flair fucking powdered, and he was out with Pillman and Anderson. They bounced.
Now we get back to Ass Raw for December 4th, 95, and this looks like it garnered a 2.6 rating, and Raw will actually come out the winner this week compared to Nitro's 2.4. I don't know why.
It's so hard to believe.
Dumb. And guess where they're at? Guess where this Raw's at?
Richmond?
Yes.
I knew it. Son of a bitch.
So, yeah, Davey Boy Smith defeats Crash Holly's drug dealer.
Wait, I want my title shot. Tone deaf. I want my fucking title shot. Give me my fucking title shot.
God, it's just all so bad, dude. I hate Raw. I hate Raw at this time. Yeah, they actually... Bob Holly has a decent match with British Bulldog, I guess, but Smith catches Holly in the corner and hits the running power slam.
What a diverse moveset he had. Power slam, suplex, punch, kick, chop. Am I missing anything?
God made him pay with an early death.
Teach you not to learn some more moves, you fucker.
Yeah.
Take that, you fucking cunt.
Cena's like, you're not going to kill me too. He's like, no, I'm just going to make you look like Ernest.
I'm going to make you look like Ernest.
So Jerry Lawler is set to interview everybody's favorite Bob Backlund regarding his attack on Bret Hart last week and an attack on Jim Ross. Can I say the best part of watching AEW is watching Jim Ross like dementia away every now and then and call the old WWF wrestlers by their copywritten names. Like during the AEW pay-per-view, Paul White is wrestling like the only match he's wrestled for AEW so far. He's beating the hell out of the dude. He goes to choke slam him, and sure as hell, here's JR. It's Big Show. It's Big Show. Like, dude, shut the fuck up before we.
It's Big Show. It's Big Show. And if you like Big Show, make sure that you buy my barbecue sauce.
Hang on a second. Hang on. Let me.
JR's famous barbecue sauce.
Good God, King. It's Big Show. It's Big Show. You got to make one of your press. All right. God damn it. I'm going to hell for this impression right here.
This is Slobber Knocker.
Oh, hell.
Like I said, man, fucking Jamie Dundee was telling me we were partying that one night after the show, and he's like, that motherfucker Jim Ross had that fucking Bell's palsy. He goes, we got into a cab. That motherfucker said something to me. I said, what did you say to me, happy face? I'm like, oh. What did you say to me? I said, I called you fucking happy face, motherfucker. I don't know if you're smiling or frowning at me. I'm like, that was Jamie. Wow. That's why Vince fired him and stole his gimmick.
I tell you what, I missed the days of some of the earlier ring announcers like Jesse the Body Ventura. That guy used to crack me up as
dude. His when he was doing color commentary, it was It was fucking gold.
Yeah, that was a man who he gave no fucks.
No.
And he went for it.
No, Jesse didn't care. Jesse been to war. He didn't care.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Speaking of war, how about this war, Tony, between Fatu and the Brooklyn Brawler?
Good times.
You know, back when I was in Nam and I was killing all those little slanty-eyed fuckers.
Sorry.
Jesse Ventura
I ain't got no
sounds
time
like
to bleed.
he always sounds like he's got to poop after drinking a big cup of coffee. And I don't even know what that's supposed to sound like, but Jesse Ventura sounds like that.
You're all a bunch of slack jaw faggots around here. This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus.
I love
in Minnesota, it's close to Tim Hortons in Canada, so they put laxatives in there. Watch my show Conspiracy Theories.
I got nothing.
So yeah, JR has dementia.
I got nothing. Literally nothing at this point.
We made Etep speechless, and that's fucking marvelous.
I'm like, I don't even know where to go with that. I'm just gonna leave it alone and say, out fucking standing, gentlemen.
I guess I got another one I could put on the list. Sorry, Johnny. Vinny's got another impression.
Okay. Like, how bad was Raw back then? Like, in 2 years, they're going to have Steve Austin beating the shit out of JR in the middle of the ring, and it's, kind of compelling, but Bob fucking Backlund took JR out. Like, yay. I don't know what to think of that. So,
beating up the handicap.
Fucking bitch Backlund. I remember seeing him as a kid. I'm like, this guy looks he looks weak. Like he's weak. Iron Sheik's just like, I break him, I make him humble. Put him in the fucking camel clutch.
Give me more cocaine.
Give me my cocaine, you fucking Chris Benoit. I fucking kill you, Chris Benoit.
I'll tell you what. I did give Bob Backlund a lot of shit about coming out with the psycho routine. I thought it was very progressive that he was portraying Biden before Biden went that far.
Come on, man.
Next, we get basically what's the beginning of the end for Dean Douglas. Thank God. Let's make some room for Pullman and Steve Austin. Dean Douglas wrestles Razor Ramon. I don't know if it was for the championship. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because Razor hits the Razor's edge and gets the clean victory. Makes Dean Douglas look pretty weak and definitely felt like the end of their feud. So, and I know Vinny's worried about Shawn Michaels. He had passed out the week before on Raw. Well, don't you worry,
I always
Vinny.
worry about him.
Well, I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy.
Man, I hate that
you can rest your mind because Razor actually wrote Shawn on his boot in support of his bottom. So,
let's see his bottom.
Michaels
was even a bottom for Morty Gianetti.
Oh shit! He's
Marty
like, do it or I'll kill you.
I was just gonna say Marty was like, I'll fucking kill you. So I was like, ah.
Well, it's
and
a weird, like,
I'm just a boy toy for Morty Gianetti.
Well, here's a little secret that you fellas probably didn't know about. Marty Gianetti and I go way back, and I taught him everything he knows about gun safety.
Oh shit! Did they bust him for pedo shit yet, or what?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Is that actually a true story? I was looking it up. I couldn't seem to find any other articles about it.
It doesn't look like it. And also the thing about, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name, but the victim in that whole situation, the Ukrainian cinematographer, it's saying that she was going to work on a project about pedophiles. No, she wasn't. Go look at her IMDb.
Yeah, pedophiles in Hollywood too.
But she's not though. Like, go look at her, because me and my buddy were talking about it a few days ago before that rumor even came out. She's like, if you go look at her IMDb, we can look it up right now. Let me look at my buddy's thing. But she was going to work on like this other movie. I think it was called Good Bad Luck. Is like the next movie she's gonna do. And like, I mean, maybe that's about Hollywood pedophiles, but
I don't know what they the one article. I was going to say the one article I seen was actually they said it was like a side project. It wasn't like announced.
Right.
That was the one article I seen. So because once again, you can only verify so much.
The documentaries. It's not really something that they broadcast on IMDb. Unless it's backed by a big studio.
Sean being Razor's bottom to the Hollywood pedophile ring real quick.
How did we get here? How did we get here? JR? I don't know, you son of a bitch, Turner. I can't even fucking see out of my left eye, you cunt.
Oh, her name was Hanya Hutchins.
Yeah, Hanya Hutchins. Ukraine.
Wrong kind. That's fucked up too, because I'm part Ukrainian. I couldn't either. I'm part Ukrainian too. I don't fucking know.
May she rest in peace. Because
there's a lot of hot Ukrainian women though. She was hot.
Imagine like one of the last things you see is Alec Baldwin with a gun. Like you can feel the rage in that man's eyes.
You know what? No, you could have just stopped. You could have stopped right there, Tony. You could have just said, imagine the last thing you're seeing is Alec Baldwin, and that would have been enough.
Yeah.
Nobody should have to suffer that. Nobody.
Yeah, imagine this is the last face you say.
The only thing worse than that would be like Michael Moore.
Like we've
that
hit
fucking slop of shit.
We've hit a level of TDS that he just sees Trump on everybody he looks at. So anyway, he started blasting.
All that coke in the
dude.
80s. It makes me see Trump everywhere.
So I sent that meme. I made that fucking meme with Alec Baldwin's head on, and I sent it to a couple people on Facebook, and it didn't send through Messenger. And then I see people circulating a meme. I was like, "Fuck! I made this like 2 days ago, and it didn't send." Like I was pissed. I was like, "Messenger's fucking with me." I'm like, because that was the only meme I've sent that didn't send. All the other Alec Baldwin memes sent. My FBI agent was on duty that day, and he was feeling like trolling me.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Forever bothering Italians.
Well, like
hey, we got this Rico statue, huh? You heard of this thing?
You mind your business. I wasn't there. I was at the airport picking up luggage.
I don't know nothing.
Well, like a great man once said, be polite, be professional, but have a plan to kill everyone you meet. Mad Dog Baldwin.
Yeah, he's had a lot of really creepy tweets about shooting people and stuff like that.
Yeah, didn't he say he wanted to shoot Trump before too? Didn't he say that? No, that's one of the things he said, wasn't it? And he got away with that, even though he was a sitting president, and he kind of openly. Well, Kathy Griffin got away with beheading and effigy of him.
Well, up until a point. Then they did cancel her.
Yeah, well, she is fucking literally retarded, though. I mean, it's Kathy Griffin. Did she die yet? No, professionally, she's been dead for a decade.
No, because I know she had cancer and shit too.
I don't think so.
Dude, what's her name? Megan McCain. When that I remember it popped up somewhere. It was on the news, and they go, "Oh, what do you think? Kathy Griffin there. She has cancer now." She's like, "Fuck her."
Because that's exactly what she said about her dad.
Yeah. She's like, I don't give a shit.
Let's put it this way.
Toilets, Trump.
Yeah, Kathy Griffin was about as relevant as the Brooklyn Brawler was.
Yeah.
This is true.
Well, and that's why, like we were talking about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard yesterday, I believe, on the show. And I was saying, like, they're both kind of pieces of shit. Like, Depp was on stage saying, so it's been a long time since anyone assassinated a president. Like, talking about Trump back then. Like, fuck you, dude. And you know what? Maybe he mentioned something about Abraham Lincoln, but that's who killed Lincoln, was a pissed off liberal actor.
Yep.
Leftist actor. Mm-hmm.
Piece of shit.
So John it's like, that sucks you have a turd on your pillow, but fuck you, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Garbage. They're all garbage.
Like, I don't care who like, okay, I want justice. I want blind justice, number one. That's important. But I have no personal or emotional investment in this Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing. They're both garbage. They're both entitled pieces of trash who
I
are
don't know
fighting
how
over
anyone-
something stupid.
I don't know how anyone could give a fuck about the two of them. I really don't.
No,
No.
they're idiots. They're
And they
both
act like
fucking
Depp
idiots.
is our guy. No, he's not. Johnny
No.
Depp don't give a fuck about you.
No,
And he doesn't represent you. I promise that.
Yeah, he owns an island. He doesn't give a fuck about you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Give a
legit.
fuck
He
about
owns.
his- Well, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that. There's something else I was going to say. Change my mind.
Vinny pumped the brakes. Damn.
And you know, Keely, I think liberals used wrong these days anyway, because it derives from liberty. And
Yep.
well, see, Lincoln, he did basically suspend the Constitution to preserve the Union. So I don't even know if you can really say he was liberal in the classical sense of liberty, but I mean, I think that was his overall goal. But yeah, he had to he had to lock up some journalists, man. Shit wasn't right back then.
Well,
But
here's the one thing about Lincoln a lot of people miss. When the war was over, when he actually said they had these plans in place. When the war was over, he was looking to go right into the South, and he was looking to start Reconstruction. He wanted to make amends and reconstruct those bridges. He wanted to do all the right shit. And what actually what he did by killing him at Booth, he just created more of a mess, because once that happened and he got killed, now all of a sudden they didn't want to go in there and do Reconstruction. They made people wait. Like, I mean, there was a lot of people like that. There were scumbags on both sides of that equation during that war. And like that guy that worked for Grant, oh God, why am I blank on his name? He's the one that made the drive all the way through the South to the shore. He burned everything, and it didn't matter. They were family homes. They were just normal people. He burned it all on his way to the shore. And that was where, like, movies like Gone with the Wind came from. That's why they were made, because of the atrocities that some of the normal people suffered. But yeah, Lincoln wanted to bridge that gap. He wanted to, restore a sense of camaraderie in the nation. And when Booth killed him, he took that all away. And all the Republicans that were left in charge, they didn't want to hear it. And you still have a bit of a social divide even today because of that kind of shit, because there's a lot of hard feelings over that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it wasn't it was a rough time. Like, from what I understand, like, number one, Lincoln didn't want that war, and neither did Lee. Nobody wanted that war. But it's like what Frederick Douglass said. I mean, y'all are the ones that wrote the Bill of Rights.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to live by what you say? Like, I'm not saying you guys are the ones that said it, and it's true. I mean, are all men created equally? Are all men entitled to these inalienable rights given by our Creator? Y'all are the ones that said it, not me. I'm just trying to make you live by what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, Keely Chow got it. William Tecumseh Sherman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I was blanking on that name.
Keely Chow coming with the save.
That's right.
Tecumseh. What kind of name is that?
It's like Wakanda.
Ta-Nehisi.
Ta-Nehisi Coates.
William Ta-Nehisi Sherman.
You know Ta-Nehisi Coates was choking himself with a belt during that firefighter scene in Halloween Kills, where all the firefighters were getting killed, fapping furiously.
Him or Jesse Smollett?
Oh, Juicy Smollett was choking him out, while Ta-Nehisi was like, "Kill those firefighters, Michael. They've invaded my body. They're a foreign entity."
Yeah.
Sorry.
So next, I mean, if you thought last week was bad with Brother Love and Bret Hart, now we have Brother Love and King fucking Mabel. So can we talk about Lincoln getting shot more?
Yes. Why don't we? Nobody wants to talk about this segment so much. Let's talk about the fucking Lincoln movie starring Daniel Day-Lewis. That was the most boring piece of shit I've ever seen in my life.
I never saw it, but I feel like I should have.
I went to the
You know
theater
what?
and watched
If
it.
you want an interesting Lincoln movie, and it's really sad to say, the best one you're going to watch is Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
I was gonna say, is it the Vampire Hunter one? Yeah, because I mean, while the Daniel Day-Lewis movie it's wonderful. It's a great movie. I was like, oh my god, does this
It
need
was
to be 6 hours
actors.
long?
It was actors that killed him, so they're not going to do him justice.
No.
Fuck. And he looked bad too. Like, I know it's kind of like an internet thing, but the comparison of when Lincoln got into office compared to when the war was ending, that poor man aged like 20 years in 4 years.
He looked as bad as Biden from like day 1 to day 2.
Right?
Oh, look at Daisy Divine coming in with a good one too. Yeah, led to Jesse James, because Jesse James was one of the guys who used to ride with some of the outlaw groups that were part of the Confederacy, the Raiders, basically what they were, because they weren't normal army.
Mm-hmm.
That's where what's his name? The guy who said that founded the Ku Klux Klan. That's what he was. He was a Raider.
Okay.
Jesus. Why am I blanking on his name
I
too?
don't know his name.
That's one of Biden's best friends.
Tom Hanks says it in
Robert Broad.
in Forrest Gump. He says it in Forrest Gump. Forrest something. Shit. What the hell?
Lyndon B. Johnson.
Yeah, right.
I know exactly what quote you're talking about too. Oof. Was he wrong though? Was he wrong? How many years has it been since he made that prediction? You know what I mean?
Nathan Bedford Forrest.
Nathan Bedford Forrest.
Which prediction? Sorry, I was working.
Yeah. Which prediction?
He had what?
Who? You said, was he wrong with
I
that
don't-
prediction though? How many?
I don't
Leave us on
know.
a cliffhanger.
I don't
So-
fucking know.
Yeah, that's what happened in the Brother Love Mabel promo.
Lincoln got involved. It got all fucking freaky deaky.
Lincoln got shot. J. Edgar Hoover was cross-dressing, and
And Biden was eating ice cream.
I don't know what the
With the
fuck
Klan.
happened, bud. I don't know, tone deaf. I don't know what happened.
So, backstage, Razor
Oh.
Ramon tells Marty Gianetti that he has his back tonight when Gianetti squares off against Psycho Sid. And then we go right into that match. Fuck, what happens here? 1, 2, 3, kid.
I say he's Sid's
First
kind of
off-
little buddy at this point.
Yeah, DiBiase's attacking Gianetti while he's out of the ring. And then 1, 2, 3, kid runs out and attacks Marty from behind. Razor runs out to chase Kid into the ring. Razor Ramon punches Sid to the floor and chases Kid into the crowd. Kid runs to the backstage area. Back in the ring, Sid kicks Marty and hits the power bomb and taunts the fans while standing in the middle rope. Sid is, I'm sorry, but he is one of the worst professional wrestlers I've ever seen. Just everything about the guy is just awful.
It was fucking terrible.
Well,
Like,
him and
he
Marty
is.
Gianetti, like,
He
I
is.
still can't even really put that together.
Marty could work at least. Like Marty
He could work, but he was so fucking small.
Oh yeah, and he was.
It was
vanilla.
just to have the big man try to beat up on the little guy, and then you still
Yep.
have to have help from the manager. Like, come on.
Yep.
Yeah, but that was another thing. Marty Gianetti was another one of those guys that absolutely had zero charisma.
Oh, he was a
Yeah.
charisma like vacuum. He was. He was like Shawn Michaels carried that fucking tag team.
Of
Like
course.
big time.
Yeah, Marty Gianetti is not very interesting. Like, he was like 1991 cool.
Yep.
You'll never hear anyone go like, "Oh, Marty Gianetti was my favorite wrestler."
Yeah.
When's he going to get a title shot? Phrases you'll never hear about Marty Gianetti.
You know, my buddies, I don't know, it's kind of a cool perspective. So, like, maybe in like 2001, I brought one of my wrestling games over to my buddy's house. And, you know, Shawn Michaels was playable in it, even though he was retired at the time.
Mhm.
And my buddy's stepdad came into the room, and he used to watch wrestling, you know, back in the late 80s. You know, he quit around the late 80s, early 90s, but he knew who the Rockers were.
Uh-huh.
He knew who Morty Gianetti and Shawn Michaels was.
Right.
So he sees Shawn Michaels on the game, and he's like, oh, Shawn Michaels, I remember him. But it's like he had no idea what Shawn would go to do from that tag team. You know, as far as he was concerned, like, Shawn was still a rocker.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I'm like, no, he went on to, be a pretty big deal in the WWF for a little while.
And then he lost his smile.
Yeah, when the Undertaker backflipped him into a coffin.
That'll teach you.
Motherfucker. So, and speaking of Shawn Michaels, so we get the stupid...
Have sex with Sonny, will you?
Number one, fuck Sid, man. Fuck Sid. He's so... I'm the king of the world because he's that uncreative. He has nothing else to say. That's what a toddler would fucking say.
He was the Millennium Man in WCW.
Jesus. But he still said the same thing. I'm the ruler of the world. Like,
Yep.
Are you 3?
Yes.
Are you going to play with your fucking Play-Doh after this? Like, dude.
Ooh, Play-Doh.
He's not even, like, intimidating. He would choke slam someone or power bomb someone, and it's like, you're still gay.
Surprise, Sid, you're still a fucking queer.
Oh,
So,
shit.
Yeah.
Was
then
he
we
the
get-
original Sunbeam?
Fucking Adrian Adonis.
we get a whole package now because Shawn Michaels had collapsed 2 weeks ago on Raw, and it was everybody's scariest 5 seconds. And he has post-concussion syndrome from getting beat up at the bar by 13 guys that ended up being one Marine.
Oh, that was so funny. That
Yeah,
was so funny.
They play all that together and make it seem like that's why Shawn passed out, and he could be out for a longer period of time that was anticipated. They're not sure when he's coming back. And yeah, it was just a really cheesy way to end Raw, really cheesy, like, update on Shawn Michaels. And
They can't tell people, yeah, we're gonna send him into rehab.
Yep. He's got syphilis, and we got to send him to rehab. Where did he get the
Yeah.
syphilis? Where do you think? Sonny, the same where Candido got it, and Bret Hart got it, allegedly.
it was almost worth it back then.
Oh, back in '95.
I think she looked damn good.
Like,
Yeah, she
there's
was
a
fine.
treatment, right?
Yep, I would have taken the syphilis in '95 for a shot with Sonny. Absolutely, why not?
What if the
You get-
treatment was Pat Patterson?
Then just shoot me in the fucking head like a commie in a ditch, please.
Throw me off the cliff. You know.
I'll hip hop make Etep go drop out of the helicopter. I'm fine with that.
So yeah, man, fucking the audience is tired at this point. The fucking wrestlers are tired. Nobody cares. They're running segments about Shawn being gone for a while. And it's like the crowd, it's like we just saw him 90 minutes ago when he passed out. So
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
I lost my smile.
yeah. So they're sending Shawn to lock his head in a cage and let a bunch of infected bugs eat him alive.
Oh, damn.
Oh shit! That's what happened to Junkyard Dog.
A lot of people.
Oh,
No,
A lot of
Too
people
soon?
find. They find the
JYD.
Lord. A lot of people find the Lord. Some people they find the Fouch.
Found the candles at drdeath.com.
What's
Do
the
it.
difference?
Pray. You can need it. I gotta bring some papers later.
My document shredder works hard in a Vietnamese prostitute by the age of 12. Oh, that's a spicy meatball.
Shit. I bet he's even shredding his Wuhan passport.
I've never been to Wuhan before. I
I'm
swear.
a dual citizen.
Oh, so what do we got here? That was the main on Raw was Marty Gianetti versus Sid ending in a no contest.
Yeah.
No contest.
Because Razor with Shawn written on his boot ran out there and had Gianetti's back.
Yeah. And Marty was
Which-
like, am I in? No.
Pat
Fuck
Patterson
you.
had his back. What are you talking about?
It's like, I'm gonna have your back results, and I want to get revenge on 123 Kid, so I'm gonna go chase him while Sid beats the shit out of you in the ring. But I have your back.
If it was Pat Patterson, wouldn't he have had his backside?
Pat Patterson's like, I got all of that.
I guarantee he did something to Rick Rude. You can just tell.
Yeah.
He probably paid Rick Rude like $400, and Rick Rude's like, "Fuck it, whatever."
Why do you think
I'm all yoked. I'm all yoked out of my mind. I don't care.
Rick Rude's like, you don't have to pay me, Pat.
Just give me more of those sweet, sweet, sweet Hulkamania vitamins.
Yep. Give me. It was like 4 Vicodin, and Pat Patterson could do whatever he
It's
wanted.
like
to
I'm
him.
having sex with the Werther's original.
I don't know. I just got this really disturbing image now of Val Venus going, "Hello, Patty."
Hello, Pat. That's how Val got his push. They're like, hey, let's make him Pat Patterson, except not gay.
Pat had to be in the room when Kai and Hyde chopped Val's dick off for insurance purposes.
Pat's like, I need to see this. Why? I need to see this.
So what should we have Mae Young give birth to? A fist, Vince.
How about a black fist, Vince? How about that?
Is that when he walked around saying the N-word?
No, that was the other time.
It's like Pat wasn't even making a suggestion. He was just fantasizing in the creative meeting, like a black fist.
Yep.
It's like, okay, well, if we do that, what are we going to put on the new SmackDown set?
That fist.
Another fist.
A bigger fist. There's always all of a sudden he's Qui-Gon Patterson. There's always a bigger fist.
God damn, Pat, that's amazing. I love it. Let's run with it.
Oh, that's a great idea, Pat. Oh, God, I'll let you blow me later, you little fucking... I mean, back to the meeting. I'm fucking...
JR said put some barbecue sauce on it.
JR, you're fired.
How can you fire me? I'm handicapped, you son of a bitch, McMahon.
Oh, hell.
I could just imagine Jerry Lawler giving Brian Christopher a pep talk before sending him in for his tryout with Pat Patterson. Now, son, don't make eye contact unless you mean it.
Yeah, if you make eye contact, he'll think you like him. He'll take you seriously. He'll think you like him. You're like, oh, shit. This is devolved into something.
And that's how WWE auditions went for a long time.
I also had that ring. Remember that ring announcer sued me? He's like, he made a pass at me my second day on the job. I was like, Jesus Christ. It's not even safe for white people. Pat Patterson was fucking everybody. He's like,
Brock Lesnar's no man's land for him, like the forbidden fruit.
He fucking roofied Brock Lesnar on a plane like they did to fucking Michael Hayes. And they cut his ponytail off on the plane ride from hell.
You know what, Tony? I don't think you're very wrong about the interviews for announcers and everything. Because think about what Bischoff said when he came in. They gave him a mop, insinuating that he was going to wind up being put in a closet.
Pat, my sketchbook says Pat Patterson, the Weinstein of the Fed. Yes. He was the proving ground for all the new talent.
Let's see how long you can hold your breath.
Where? Wait, what?
Yeah, they told Pat to stretch him out. He just took it literally.
That's why McMahon, he had all those cameras installed in the locker room.
Are you sure you really want me to stretch this kid, Vince? Stretch him good, Pat.
Alrighty then.
How do you think he's going to get to the Hall of
Get out of
Fame?
I don't. I'm gonna go back to Memphis. I'm going back to Memphis. Fuck this.
It's like, weren't we just asking a few weeks ago why the fuck Vince would bring Marty Gianetti back? Now we know.
Yep.
He puts out.
Go back. Don't forget to take a Marty and wipe your Gianetti.
So,
They were
over
originally
on
called the Head Rockers.
Is that a play off the Head Shrinkers?
You know, you were talking about sitting in meetings. Can you imagine how bad it was with fucking that dumb piece of shit Cornette and that other fucking idiot Russo? Bro, look, fuck you, Vince. All right, fuck you, bro. Swerve, bro, swerve. Just, oh my god, those two fucking. and Jim talks about how much of an idiot Russo is, or shit stain as he calls him. It's like, Cornette, you ain't much better.
Right.
The Yankee and the hillbilly.
It's a great it'd be a good buddy cop sitcom, Vince. Check it out. Me and Russo are shit stain. Hey, bro, fuck you, bro. No, fuck you. Fucking skinny ass prick.
Cornette and Russo are proof they're dipshits on both sides of the Civil War. You know?
Yes. It's like if those two could have just like bayoneted each other at the same time, it would have been perfect.
Yes, during the Tough Enough competition.
Vince comes out with two I want you to fight the
It's like some Joker shit. He snaps the broom handle in half, throws one half in the ring.
The winner needs to wrestle Pat Patterson.
Oh God.
Oh Jesus.
In a shower match. Briscoe's the ref.
Undertaker's he's gonna stay and watch. He's just gonna point with that crooked finger.
Canyon's a special guest.
I think we broke Etep.
Maybe that's why they never respected Canyon, is because he went in wanting it, you know?
He didn't fight it. He just embraced it. They're like, well, shit, this is no fun.
When that Marine, I was gonna say when that Marine took out Shawn Michaels, Pat Patterson was waiting in the dumpster, and he's like, "Oh, he's out! Finally, my chance."
He was like Quagmire. He was dragging him off to the side. Shawn Michaels like, my mouth tastes funny and my eye hurts.
This is a warning for all y'all. You don't want to be Pat Patterson. Don't drink the water in Jersey.
Stay away from it.
Fucking makes you love John China and turn to a gay frog. I don't know.
Yeah.
John China, he's definitely drinking. He's drinking the water in Wuhan. All right, and that Pat Patterson and Infowars.com. We have the stories. Go check it out. Band.video. I'm making new documentaries every day. You're gonna love it over there. Buy your vitality vitamins over there and your t-shirts and everything. Support us. Stay in the air. Fuck Fauci.
Does Pat Patterson own the Shawn Michaels Playgirl?
No, he has two copies. One is framed. It's on his bedroom wall. Well, he's dead.
Yeah, he's gone now.
Yeah, he's dead. And
AIDS, huh?
He got the Fauci disease from the 80s.
From Mike Brady.
From Mike Brady.
No, it was from a toilet seat and a really fat woman with blue hair and a mustache. Trust the science. That's how you catch odds.
The super cold. The super cold.
Get your boosters. Handing them out. Get your boosters. Halloween at my place. It's going to be fantastic.
Check out the
All
Fauci
kids,
party.
5 to 11. I'm handing out free boosters.
Are you going to be performing your new solo drop, the under the Lil Fauci name, the Lil Booster?
Little Booster, yeah, that's how I'm dressed. That's what I called one of my many dogs that I murdered. Little Booster, 1, 2, 3, 4. We went all the way up to 101. My favorite Disney movie.
So can we celebrate Halloween?
Cruella de Fauci.
Well, I told you I'm celebrating, and I urge everyone, go to your nearest pharmacy, get a full couple of bags of boosters, and inject the chocolates with them, or just inject the kids when they ring the door. Close all the lights, and as soon as the doorbell rings, you swing it open and you just start stabbing children.
Jesus, motherfucker! Are these approved by the FDA? If you're buying these fucking boosters in bulk, is this FDA approved?
Well, that's a funny thing. The FDA hasn't approved anything. All they said is they suggested it. They're not even in the business of approving anymore.
Well,
the
shit.
The FDA advisors back Pfizer's vaccines for the young kids, but again, they did the emergency protocol. That's what they did. It's not approved.
Imagine how tame Halloween must be to his experiments.
What they're like? What do we have to do? Oh, that's
Like
it.
you're hearing he's doing some like Saw level shit to fucking beagles.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, what did they ever do to you? You
Like,
piece of shit.
what research are you getting from this?
It's a psychology thing. See, Fauci was he was bitten and raped by a beagle, I hear, when he was like 5 years old. Okay? Infowars.com. We have the story. Alex Jones is always right.
Movie poster.
We're going to be dropping it tomorrow. Owen Troy's going to take over for a little bit. Then I'm going to have a documentary on how Fauci was molested by beagles, and that's why he's trying to get revenge on them. Infowars.com.
Tell Caitlin Bennett I said hi. So over on Nitro,
American
we open up?
males. Oh, hang on. Let's see. We have no dark matches this week.
no
So,
dark matches.
The Harlem Heat defending the tag team titles against the American males. American males.
Except they're with Sister Sherry at the beginning, but then who is it comes out? Some Pat Patterson's brother, somebody in a fucking cowboy hat comes out.
Colonel Parker.
Yeah, Colonel Parker. He comes out and he sweeps Sherry off of her feet, and she ends up leaving the Harlem Heat.
Yep.
And goes off with Colonel Parker. So, not sure what that's all about, but you know, I'm just saying fantasy-wise, you think she would have stayed with Harlem Heat rather than some old white boy in a cowboy hat.
Back. But he was Colonel Parker. Sensational Sherry.
Yeah. So Bagwell takes the Harlem hangover. It's over. Harlem Heat wins. Riggs isn't that good. Gene Okerlund meets with Sting and Luger. Sting tells Lex that if he wins the title tonight, because tonight will be main evented with Macho Man Randy Savage defending the WCW World Heavyweight Championship against Lex Luger, who's getting like his second, third title shot like since September.
And Lex says in his retard voice with his dumb head, I want my title shot.
Yeah, like if I want to see Hogan become champion over anybody else, it'd be Lex Luger. Like he's the last guy I want to see with the title, but we all know what's coming. So yeah, Sting tells Lex that if he does win the title tonight, don't think that because they're friends that Sting's going to hold off. If Luger does win, then Sting wants a triangle match at Starrcade. And the same goes for Lex in the triangle match. Yeah, basically Sting is saying he wants a title shot against his friend, so he's not going to go easy on him. And then we get Sting versus Kurosawa. Sting hits the Stinger Splash, followed by the Scorpion Deathlock. Kurosawa taps out. And yeah, that's the end of the match. And next up, we get a big match. We get the Giant versus Scott Norton. So, and this one goes, it's a quick match, under 3 minutes. And yeah, the Giant basically chokeslams Scott Norton. I mean, there's not much else you can say.
And that sucks because I like Norton. Yeah, he was a badass too, and they just kind of...
He's got to wrestle people smaller than him to be really effective. You know, he's got to be the monster. When he's wrestling a monster, it's like,
Yeah.
And nothing against Norton. It's just who he is. That's how he works. Just like the Giant shouldn't be wrestling people bigger than him.
Right.
Yep.
So, like, Giant... I think the Giant and Khali went at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, nobody cares. It's just two dinosaurs in the fucking ring. Yeah,
pretty much.
It's
What
like
are
the end
those
of the Power
bastards doing
Rangers
now?
episode. Huh?
I see Keely Chow is quite pissed off with YouTube again. Are they striking comments in the chat?
Probably.
That's ridiculous.
They were earlier too.
Yeah. So, and what's kind of cool about this episode is we get a cameo by Was it Charles Barkley? Then where the fuck is the other dude? I'm sitting here reading. I didn't write
Yeah, it's
down the
Barkley.
results
It's
this week.
Barkley.
I thought it was the dude who wrestled with DDP.
No, it wasn't Carl Malone.
I thought it was Malone.
No, it's,
Sure,
it's Charles Barkley.
They're all Virgil to me. No, I'm kidding. So Charles Barkley, which is this dude's red pill. This dude's based. I like Charles Barkley. He heads to the ring with Ric Flair. They hang out, and we get champion Randy Savage versus Lex Luger with Jimmy Hart. And what happens here? Basically, everyone fucking gets involved. Hart puts Luger on top while Flair styles and profiles up the alleyway. Hogan comes out, chases Flair around while Hart's in the ring, interfering between Macho and Luger. And yeah, it basically ends in a DQ, convoluted finish. Hogan pulls Jimmy Hart into the ring for a double noggin knocker with Luger. He goes to nail Luger, but Sting runs out just in time and pushes Lex out of the way and takes the blow from Hogan. So now Sting is pissed because he jumped in front of Hogan's fist and he pushes Hogan. Hogan rips off his shirt, and we've got Hogan and Sting nose to nose until Savage pulls them apart. Then we go to a quick commercial. When they come back, they're all still in the ring, all the baby faces, and Hogan questions Sting allegiance. Sting assures Hogan he's on his side. It's just Luger's his friend, and he's in a dark place. And they kind of go back and forth for the rest of the episode. All Sting can try to do is prove that he's on their side. And yeah, it's just a convoluted finish on the road to Starrcade, mind you, the biggest pay-per-view of the year. So
Yeah.
Whose side is Sting on? I say he's on the good guy's side. I say fuck Lex Luger, but we've all had that shitty friend, and that's kind of where Sting is at right now.
Mm-hmm. The Barkley segment is funny though. You gotta admit, like, it's like what the hell? I don't know. Like some of their celebrity choices, like when they would bring people on, were just
It was literally for their name.
That's it. That's it. It's like, why would Charles Barkley come out with Ric Flair? Like, it just makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
But what do I know? It's just funny. I don't like. I can't remember. Well, like the Carl Malone and Dennis Rodman thing. That was like a whole angle they had because Rodzilla with the NWO and. And Hogan was feuding with Page at that point, so they had Rodman and bringing Carl Malone, and then Jay Leno was worse than that.
Jay Leno was just. You had Jay Leno versus Hulk Hogan.
That was awesome.
Like, I'm just like. Yeah, it was at Road Wild 1998, 99.
Yep.
It's like, okay, Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman. Number one, Rodman was a huge pop culture figure at the time. They're athletes.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get the host of the fucking Tonight Show.
Yep.
Which he's pretty red-pilled and based too, but still.
He is. It made no sense.
Still, I don't like, they're like, well, we're going to have Jay Leno wrestle against Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff. Yeah. Yeah. This motherfucker brought out a bag of Doritos, mollywopped Bischoff upside the head.
Yep.
Pete Rose at WrestleMania was classic, Keeley.
Oh, Kane fucked him up.
Yes.
Kane fucking done choke slam his ass. That was fun. That was fucking funny. And Pete Rose should be in the goddamn Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Pete Rose is the shit. Look, compared to today's corruption in about every aspect of life, the dude was just trying to make a couple fucking bucks.
Yep. And now gambling's legal.
Yeah.
So how you gonna not let my man in the fucking in the Hall of Fame?
Come on, man.
You know what I mean? Come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of fucked up.
Everything's fucked up.
Everything is stupid.
So, guys, I don't want to cut it short, but Chucky is going to be on in 5 minutes. I'm going to go watch Chucky again because you know what? I'm into it. Last week, that was a fucked up scene when he was trying to stab Lexi. She's like making out with
I haven't seen
Junior.
it yet.
Dude,
It's okay.
It's the part where she's making out with Junior on the bed. That was well done. He's like trying to stab her through the fucking mattress, and they're like keep rolling over at the right times. Then when he's finally fucking got her, he goes to stab her, and someone walks in, and they jump up because they almost get caught making out. And
hang on,
yeah.
Share my screen. Wait, share my screen, Tony.
And you know they even reference.
I just made this.
Oh shit, that is great.
They even reference the seed of Chucky because the lead is gay. The kid Jake is gay, and Chucky's like, you know what? I've got a non-binary son too, so I get it. You know, so that was kind of cool. I like it though because you know, even though he's gay, it hasn't really gone woke. He's just more the gay kind of artist type. You know, the Andy Warhol type of character who's slowly turning into a serial killer. I think Chucky's going to bring this kid to the dark side. So
it kind of looked that way in the end of the first episode.
Wait till the end of the second one, man. You got to watch it. And all these episodes are on YouTube. I believe they put them on the next day, and they have like extended episodes on YouTube too. Yep. They keep dropping F-bombs on this show. And it's crazy. On Sci-Fi. It's on Sci-Fi, and he's like, "What the fuck, Chucky?" I mean, like, it's Chucky, you know,
right?
And they don't.
That's great that they're not pulling punches with that. Well, hey, if we have the world is dying in like fucking and just massive numbers thanks to a little rat bastard, I think we could say the F-bomb here or there, right?
No shit. No shit. And like, I'm so into it half the time, I don't even realize. I'm like, wait, they just dropped an F-bomb on Sci-Fi again because I'm just watching it. It's Chucky. He always says the F word, you know?
Right.
So
another show that's great that they do that too. It's always kind of a surprise is What We Do in the Shadows.
They'll say the F-bombs on that?
Yeah, they've been dropping them, but they drop them at great fucking great parts where it's just like you're not expecting them and it just makes it extra hilarious.
I need to watch that show. I just started watching It's Always Sunny a couple weeks ago, but I've been wanting to watch What We Do in the Shadows.
Both are great series. Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, they're on Hulu as well.
Yep. I was going to say, yeah, What We Do in the Shadows is on Hulu.
Yeah, so fucking good.
All right, I'll check that out.
Yeah,
guys,
that cast is solid. All right, man.
All right.
Go subscribe to Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. Go subscribe to Etep Kurosawa's Place to Be Reviews. Go subscribe to the newly minted crown champion of YouTube, Vinny 1K. That's fucking awesome, man.
Hell yeah.
1K twice. They made you get it twice, which
he did.
Fuck YouTube.
I heard 3 times now.
It's a prequel.
3. Jesus. It's a trilogy. And they're not going to hold him back, you know, because that first 1,000 came, that second 1,000's going to come even quicker. This dude's headed to the moon. Go get Shadow of the Kraken. All of these channels, comic books, everything is in the description below. Thank you, everyone. Superfan Adam Shahan, Keely Chow, my sketchbook. Let me roll up here. I want to make sure I get all 4 of you.
Daisy Divine.
Yeah, Daisy Divine. Thank you, sweetheart. That booty wild, Daisy. That booty wild.
That booty wild, yo.
That booty wild, yo.
Oh, Lola Meats. Thank you, Lola, for stopping in. I don't see you much, so hope everyone has a good night. Go watch Chucky, and we'll see you next week. And catch Going Rogue tomorrow. Etep Kurosawa's Place to Be Reviews.